Marceau. What is wrong with this man? I think at this point, Marceau Scott is just leaning into the character that we all have made him out to be. Delusional, misogynistic, some of you were saying scammer, and apparently fraudulent. A $5 million fraud case. But you all have been talking about these stories about the Scotts and how that's not shared on the show. Well, Melody decided to share it on the show. Before we get into this, if you're just joining us, thank you for being here for our live recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville. You know, I'm a little shaky when it comes to how I feel about this show and the other iterations. Sidebar. And now I'm like what you guys have been saying. Where is Love and Marriage DC? Wait, come on, wait. And see. Where is Love and Marriage DC? You guys are waiting too long to bring the show back. It's already been filmed and wrapped. They even did the reunion. I'm not going to even blame the cast if you guys do not check in for this show. Because at this point, you guys are setting them up for failure. At some point, you guys would be like, DC who? Anyways, because Detroit who? Look, oh, sorry, Detroit. That was not a good representation of your city. You guys said it. Not a good representation of your city. But anyways, as always, guys, in the live chat, be sure to let me know how you would rate the latest episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. And don't forget to like and subscribe. It is a subscribers only live chat. And of course, shout out to our channel members. To become a channel member, head on over to TheKempire.com/join. And if you want an inside look to some of the things that I don't share anywhere else, shout out to our senior royals. You got an exclusive look at some cover art. Become a member again at TheKempire.com/join. And for everything Kempire, head on over to TheKempire.com for my socials, my podcast, Kempire Radio. And if you missed any of the coverage that we've been doing with this Jeannie Mai situation, you guys keep giving me homework. Kempire, watch this video and let me know your thoughts. So we did that yesterday. I also let you know about a Christmas album that's coming from one of your favorite artists. Go check it out. Let's get into a countdown and then let's get into this recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Baby, won't you listen to me? I got that flavor. I know you're dying to feed. I ain't no dancer, just got some hip in my feet. Now throw your hands up. Ooh, you bring the lighter. I got the fuse. You make a fire. I'll add the fuel. Follow my lead. Just watch the shoes. Gotta turn the heat up. Get this cool.
Guys, welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. This is our weekly recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville. They took a little bit of a break and now they're back wrapping up the season. So we should expect a reunion. And I have to say, with this little, because you already criticized them for this break, but last week's episode and this week's episode, I'm engaged. I am fully in it. Anyone else? If you had to rate this episode, how would you rate this episode? I'd probably say 8.5. Dare I say probably a 9. That's how good and invested I was in this episode. I even did a couple of tweets last night about it. All right, so let's get into this. But first, before we get into this, we have to talk about some mess that's been playing out on social media. So Melody Hull is celebrating another thing. I have to give it to Melody because we are fair here when it comes to criticizing when necessary. And we've criticized everybody on this cast, including Melody Hull. When we feel like, she's done them dirty or she's plotted and planned or she's schemed or she gives us that fake nice nasty. We've called her out. But we also say, Melody, okay, I don't know about the wigs this week, Melody. And I never talk about, wigs and things like that. But we remember in the early years of Melody on Love and Marriage Huntsville, the wigs were wigging. Like she would transform. But whoever has been doing her styling now has been doing a fantastic job. She looks phenomenal. Hair, makeup, clothes, everything. So everything in Melody's life has been upgraded in so many ways beyond just her look. Her life, her businesses, her success, her music. Like she's been doing the damn thing. I'm going to give people credit when credit is due. While Melody is actually winning, Martel, wait, we didn't get any Martel this week. You miss him? While Melody's actually winning, Martel's over here pretending like he's winning. There's a difference, and there's plenty of people on social media doing Martel. But unfortunately for Martel, these people are a lot more convincing than he is. So anyway, so she was celebrating her honorary degree, which happens when you are a celebrity or someone that's influential. These colleges will give you an honorary degree. Some people like to downplay this honor. When I get my honorary degree, you will all have to call me Dr. Kempire. I don't give a damn. Okay? I went to college. Okay, I didn't go for the years and years that you did to get your doctorate, and I respect your DR period. But let me have my moment. Okay? Anyways, I digress. So Melody posted this on her social media with some video of her, you know, accepting this degree. And she captioned this, first, giving honor to God. No, but for real, giving honor to God, because without him, none of what I'm doing would be possible. These demons be equaling blessings for a while now. And God said, we ain't stopping. So remember to enjoy your life. Be kind to others, but also stand up for yourself. Focus on your divine purpose and watch God give it to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Hashtag Love and Marriage Huntsville, Dr. Melody, Cherie Rogers, hashtag mompreneur, and 7th Avenue, blah, 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 blah. Good for her. Good for her. But some people, fellow reality stars, decided to comment about it. And you may know this woman. You know I don't watch Ready to Love, but I'm familiar with this particular lady's story a little bit. Because she, for every once in a while, she's in these, like, I'm like, lady, what is going on with you? I always see her scrapping it in the comment section. So attorney Simone Redwine decided to comment and say, I'm going to start calling myself a doctor since everyone else is. And I actually studied for 3 years to earn mine, Dr. Redwine, from now on. Sidebar, because you know I worked with attorneys for lots of years. I never understood why we don't refer to attorneys as doctors, because they do get a Juris Doctorate. They do have a doctorate. I never understood why. I know we call them Esquire. Shout out to Miss Esquire. I never understood it. I respect lawyers too, as much as I respect doctors and things like that. I do. And I understand that it's a hard work to get that doctorate. And Dr. Redwine, I'll call you a doctor. But what was the hate for? What was the hate for? You could have texted that to your friend. As Wendy Williams used to legendary say, that's kitchen table talk. Don't take it to social media. But I feel like she takes a lot of stuff to social media a lot. Did you guys watch her season of Ready to Love? What did you guys think of it? What did you think of her? Because I really don't know anything besides her being in the comment section of all the blogs, to be honest. Well, she messed with the right one, because Melody got wind of her comment and said this. Melody says, at attorneys Simone Redwine, first of all, MS, miss, I don't even know you. MC. I should read it in Melody's voice. First of all, miss, I don't even know you. But the fact that you decided to come over here and throw shade versus congratulate speaks volumes. I don't know if it's because your fiance / boyfriend, she did a quick Google schmoogle, boyfriend or whatever he is, be in my DMs. But it's giving, quote, not cute, intimidated, integrity less than that of any doctor. Now move around, fellow own colleague. Well, is she really a fellow owned colleague, Melody, if she's no longer on the reality show? That show is like one and done. You're still on a show, the number one show over at OWN. Dare I say she's helping keep the lights on? Shout out to OWN. You know, we were riding with OWN when nobody was riding with OWN in the very beginning. That's how I got my Oprah interview. Anyways, so that was even before the show. I could get even watch the show. I was watching this play out online. Shout out to our friends at OMFG Reality TV. That's where I got this these tweets from. So shout out to them. Go give them a follow and a like. Okay. You'll see me in the comment section over there too. All right. So let's get into this episode. Guys, if you're just joining us, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. We are over 302,000 subscribers. We're celebrating. Hey. Shimmy for some dollars. If you're new here, we used to shimmy for the dollars. I mean, I still do it. I just forget to do it. Thank you guys so much for the super chats, the VENMOs, the cash apps. You guys help to keep the lights. Okay, stop the clapping. But thank you guys so much for the support. And thank you for everyone that's been ordering your coldest water bottle, your coldest something. Coldest has more than just water bottles. They have sheets, they have pillows, they have things for your pets. They have this new thing to keep you hydrated. They even have ice packs. I have all the coldest products. I just don't happen to have them on my desk right now because it's in the dishwasher. But don't forget to use the discount code KEMPIRE10 for 10% off of your order. 10% off. Kempire 10. More information will be available in the description of this episode. All right. So let's get into this. Woo. So at the top of this episode is a continuation of Melody and Kiki's conversation. And, you know, we talked a lot about Keke last week and what went down. We have to remind you, this woman has not been arrested or convicted. But Melody does bring up what Tiffany says because Melody's a producer, so she has to bring up what's been said on camera. And she says, you know, Tiffany's concerned about her brand. You know, she was wondering if we should be concerned about a brand. And she's like, am I accused or convicted? I mean, that was your face, though. But she hasn't been arrested, so we riding with Keke. I really feel for Keke, and I'm so glad that Melody she's using kid gloves with this situation. I have to say, I gained a new respect for Melody in this conversation in a variety of different ways. First, on how she's handling Keke and her issues. All right. Because I do believe, because addiction doesn't just go away. She's every day battling with addiction. Okay. I don't know what happened. She has not been convicted. So I'm riding with Keke, even though that was her face, her whole face on Crime Stoppers. But we don't know what went down. People have been accused before and they're innocent, but they end up in jail. Keke is not. So I'm going to ride with Keke for now until... No, Keke, no, I'm still riding with you, Keke. I'm still riding and praying for you, Keke. So the conversation, Melody was, according to Keke, Melody was the first person to reach out to her when this all went down. She says Tisha was the last. At least Tisha reached out to you. At least she reached out to you. And I have to respect Melody here because she still rides for Tisha in this instance. And she was fair. She was like, well, remember, you guys are just getting back to being a good place. And then she gives her other examples of, well, did you check on her when all the stuff was going down with Marsau and the cheating rumors? And she said, Keke was like, well, you know, I didn't want to get involved in any of that. I have to give it to Melody in that moment because we don't give it to Melody a lot, but in that moment, she was definitely fair and she definitely had Tisha's back until the end of this episode, but I don't blame her because she was like, I have your back until you don't have mine. She was very fair in that situation. All right, so we move on from there. Tisha visits her home that's under renovation, not the Scott Manor, her home that she was living in as they were trying to build Scott Manor. But I'm going to defend Tisha here because very much like me, I was doing some renovations in my home. I'm always doing renovations. If you have a home, you're always doing something. But I'm always upgrading this home, even though I don't plan to be here much longer. Just saying. But it doesn't matter. It's still your home. So no matter what you're doing, you should feel comfortable. So I'm not going to fault Tisha or Marsau for making upgrades to their home. And when you make one little upgrade, then you're like, well, maybe I should do this, or maybe I should get that. And I understand where some people will be like, and you specifically, if you're making upgrades, well, you don't plan to be here much longer. So should you really be making these types of upgrades? Well, you're going to be there for the next couple of weeks, next couple of months. So why not? And Scott Manor doesn't look like it's going to be built not in the next year. So why not make that comfortable? And you could always rent it out later. It's still yours. That's how I've been rationalizing the upgrades. If you follow me on TikTok, I'll give you, we'll be in the renovation area so you can see some of the things that I did. Especially if you've been following me a while, then you knew what it looked like before. Anyways, enough about me. So the renovation does look good. And I get why they would be like, well, we changed this. So why not we change this other thing? Sidebar. I don't care about any conversation between Tisha and Marsau about their spending habits or their relationship. It just gets very produced. It gets very like, oh, we need to have a scene. I didn't care. I didn't care because there's always this imbalance of power. Marsau want to make it seem like I spend my money to help renovate this house. You spend your money for your personal things. I don't believe any of that. Anyone else? Do you believe that there really are these issues between? I don't believe any of those issues, to be honest with you. Not to say that those issues don't happen in real relationships, and these aren't everyday conversations that you and your partner are having. Even with Marsau and Tisha, I just wasn't interested. I would have preferred an entire scene of us looking at what they renovated. Especially because this is the type of show that they started as. That's what the show was supposed to be about. But I get it. This is called Love and Marriage Huntsville, so they're focusing on the marriage and the love. I'd much rather see the renovation. But that's me. I'm not a producer, so that doesn't get you guys clicking or interested. Okay, it got me interested. I'm like, ooh, I love the little door, the little folding door. I was like, that's gorgeous. That's what I'm focused on. Tisha, you want to marry this misogynist, fraud, cheating, something, whatever. Let's move on to the Stormy and Tiffany conversation, because this was like the heart of the episode for me, because Tiffany has been messy last season and a little bit this season, but there's a difference in Tiffany. And I did think to myself, as someone that just sees and speaks to women on multiple platforms, I was just like, oh, if you listen to my podcast, remember I told you about my doctor? And I told you that I noticed she was so different and she had just had a baby. That's what the energy that I was getting from Tiffany. She seemed different. And Stormy asked her in this conversation, because they talk about all this, like we could rehash all the issues that Tiffany has with Keke. She's inviting Keke to the baby reveal. We could talk about, I don't care about any of that. The heart of this conversation, and this is why I love Stormy, because I believe that Stormy is a genuine, kind, spiritual person. That's who she really has shown over these last couple of seasons. And I love how she checks in on Tiffany. And I'm sure someone like you someone like you, some of you, because some of you are pregnant right now. Some of you have just given birth. Shout out to the new mommies of the Kempire. Come on now. Shout out to you guys. So I can imagine that a lot of people are calling you and checking in on the baby and not asking, how are you? Because I've never given birth, obviously. I don't know what that is, but what I do know from my research and speaking to women, it does a number on your body, physically, hormonally, and some people end up with postpartum depression. And I'm not sure if that's what's happening with Tiffany, but I definitely sense that Tiffany felt overwhelmed. She felt underappreciated. For me, that was the most important part of their conversation. And I thought it was beautiful that Stormy created a safe space for her to talk about it and talk about it on a worldwide platform so other women could feel seen and heard in this moment. I thought that was beautiful. And I'm sure because Tiffany's a little older, I believe when you have babies older too, that can add to issues after birth as well. I'm not a doctor, but I'm just saying. Dr. Kempire over here. So I really did enjoy their conversation. And I was like, okay, Tisha didn't RSVP for the baby reveal. They did talk about Kiki and the stealing. Tiffany, messy Tiffany. No matter what she's going through, still messy. She said, if she starts stealing anything in regards to Kiki, stealing anything around here, I don't believe she even ends up going Kiki. All right. Guys, if you're just joining us, don't forget to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. And if you missed it, a special podcast episode dropped last week. Yet, for those of you that are members of the channel, you saw the unedited version. However, there were additional things that were added to this new episode of the podcast. And the video version of this live podcast that we did will be available on the Kempire Radio YouTube channel for everyone. However, it will be edited because if you were there for the members only live podcast recording, you know why it's got to be edited. Anyways, moving on. It's feeling like fall here in New York City. We've had rain all weekend, which I didn't mind because I had like a delivery. I really did not need to do anything out in these streets. I stayed at home. I did a couple of videos for you guys and TikToks. But I also did some laundry. It was like the perfect kind of weekend. I hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend. It's officially fall. And if you're looking to get some Kempire merch, this is no longer available. This was limited edition. I keep telling you guys, I keep changing things up on you. This was last fall. All right. So stay tuned for more fall and more Kempire merch. But head on over to houseofkempire.com so you can get limited edition merch as well. All right. Let's get into this. Let's move on. Marsau meets with the Fletchers. Shout out to the Fletchers. They are my new favorite characters on this show. I know they're real people. I already love them as a couple. I need to follow Mr. Fletcher on TikTok because I told you I need that wig. I know it's not a wig, but I need that version of the wig. Handsome couple. But they have a bone to pick with Tisha and Marsau because they were not invited to be a part of the Black Expo, or Expo as they call it. All right. They were not invited, even though Nell has a daycare for almost 30 years. Chris Fletcher, how we were introduced to him. Well, now I guess we technically were we introduced to him just as the real estate agent? I feel like we were introduced to him as a real estate agent, but also friends, like good friends of Melody and Martel. I can't remember what came first, but regardless, we all know what he does for work. Okay. We're still trying to figure out what Tiffany does. Is Tiffany Tommy? Let me lay off of Tiffany. Okay. Because I feel like she talks a good game. So she's more convincing than Martel when it comes to work. Just saying. So the Fletchers decide to confront. They don't mince any words. They were very direct with Tisha and Marsau. And they were like, why weren't we invited? You said that you were going to invite us. Why didn't you invite us? And Marsau is spinning the story so many different times. And he decides in this conversation with the Fletchers to take a shot at Melody and her t-shirts. We all know, look, we're even if you just watch the show a little bit, we all know that Melody doesn't just do t-shirts. She has a full-fledged business. She's got a music career. She's got a TV career. Like, she's got multiple streams of income. She's got a skincare situation. Melody's got a lot going on. Okay? Damn, am I turning into a Melody stan? What does she call the Melody? What are the Melanators? What are they called? Replay crew, be sure to let me know your thoughts on this episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville as well. And let me know, is it the Melanators? I don't know. Well, this episode, I'm a Melanator. Next week, no promises, Melody. I'm a fool. All right. Okay. So they confront him on not inviting, and Marsau is so delusional because he is. Oh, a sidebar. What I didn't mention in the conversation with Tisha and Marsau when they were in their renovation, they were talking about the deposition he had to. So they're starting to allude to what Melody throws him under the bus with at the end of this episode. So all those legal situations that you keep saying that they need to bring up on the show, they're starting to bring it up, probably because producers are telling them you need to, if you want to secure your position on the show, you need to start talking about this $5 million fraud case. as much as you can, because you really can. Okay. So, Marsau, when he's confronted about not having them, the Fletchers, speak at this, Black Expo, he says, well, I should charge the people that spoke. What? Because he feels like he and Tisha have had businesses. He's not selling T-shirts. He's like, the only person I probably should have paid was Maurice. Wow. I feel like this Black Expo is one and done, because the amount of people that he's shading in this damn whole situation, it's like, really? Really? And now it looks like he has a change of tune when it comes to Stormy and her speaking at the expo, but he still wanted to charge her $100, chasing her down at the expo for $100. Okay. And then we take a turn, because Tisha then turns to the Fletchers and says, have you guys ever dealt with infidelity? Is she trying to be a producer? Why? Because in any normal conversation, when couples go out, I've never gone out with a couple, but when couples go out, is that a question, especially if this is the first time that you guys are hanging out, is that a question you ask a couple? Have you guys ever dealt with infidelity? And they said yes. I was like, we already know you and Marcel have, allegedly. But even Marsau doesn't want to get into the conversation, because then that would lead down a rabbit hole that he's not ready to go down. Did we ever find out why he went to Africa? That just popped into my mind. We haven't talked about his solo trip to Africa. Okay, Marsau. I feel for the Fletchers. I appreciate the Fletchers. The Fletchers are all in this season. They are getting activated. They're getting involved. But I also feel like they had to get involved, because these people are involving them. And apparently, I mean, they have roots in Huntsville. So I feel like they should be a part of the show. They have like real roots. She's had her daycare business for 30 years. Just saying. Shout out to the Fletchers. Guys, if you're just joining us, don't forget to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels that are talking about love and marriage, Huntsville, and other reality TV shows. Don't forget, every single Tuesday here on the channel, we do a Tuesday takeover. So if you want me to talk about Big Brother, 90 Day Fiance, or some other reality shows, that's where I do it. So be sure to check out some of our past episodes, because we don't just talk about reality TV on Tuesday Takeover. We talk about everything in pop culture as well. All right. Everything in pop culture. So we've covered a couple of stories there, like the Shirley Strawberry story. We covered that a little bit. I mean, there's been so much more to cover on that, but shout out to our friends over at Chronicle Speaks. You can get a full update from her. Okay. Full update. All right. Anyways, let's talk about Tiffany's baby reveal that was falling apart at the very beginning. She arrives and the lady didn't have any of the stuff ready. I felt for Tiffany, because first of all, she's already dealing with a lot at home, and now she has to jump in and fix this party. I don't know who was to blame. What I do know, it wasn't ready. And I feel like by the time that we look at this party, it's sort of like, I mean, the place itself is beautiful, but it would have been nice to see like this Tiffany inspired, with the balloons and stuff. Like, I wanted to do balloons for our 300,000. I just didn't have time to research to get the people in to do all this stuff. That would have been really cute, and keep that up until they all popped. Anyway, so Stormy comes and she's like, I want to support her. I'm going to help her get this all done. We got Kimmy arrives and she's trying to help too. And she's like, I'm late, but apparently I'm early. I'm not that early. They're late. I don't know. For me, that was the smallest part of this scene. I will point out, because Melody points it out, when she comes in, she makes sure she says hello to everyone and loudly, because you know how that happened last time with Dusty. But for some reason, Stormy refuses to say hello, and she's busy looking in her purse. I really feel like Stormy and Melody, I want them to be friends again. I do, because I feel like they could be good friends. But maybe that's just me wanting everybody to get along. Stormy does bring up all the issues that she had with Tisha and Marsau at this event, and this is the first time Melody's hearing about it. So Melody and her her nasty niceness. She's like, really? God. Oh my God. Why did Melody look like she came there to fight? Everybody's dressed up for this baby reveal. I don't know what you're supposed to wear to a baby reveal, but Melody was in a sweatsuit. It looked like she's ready to fight. Like, who are you ready to fight? I guess you just never know. You never know with this group. All right. Well, maybe Stormy. Because, Stormy, when she, switch up, she'll be like, what's up? What's up? We love saying that. Shout out to Stormy. Anyways, Nell arrives and Nell is ready to spill the tea to Melody. And she says that Tisha says that I'm scared to kind of have a friendship with you because of your friendship with Melody. And Melody's just like, what? Which I get. I get why Tisha would be a little reluctant to be deep friends with Nell because of her closeness to Melody. Because despite them hashing things out and them being in a good place, we know that they're not really in a good place. Come on. I think a lot has been said, and they will be cordial so that they can film a show. But I don't think they really see it for each other. Let's be honest. All right. So when she brings up what Tisha says, and then she brings up the shade that Marsau threw at her t-shirt business, Melody Scorpio came right the F out. I was not ready for this read. She read him down. I was like, Melody, damn, you don't have to rip him apart. I had to write some of this stuff down. She brings up a few things. She said, y'all sell merch too for Black. Y'all sell merch. Y'all, he needs to be focused on the $5 point something million fraud lawsuit that he's facing.
Lies, the lie.
She brought that on camera. And then she says, it's like, why are you worried about my coin? She says, just be happy about the coins I'm putting in your pocket because I had a dream and a vision. Just say thank you. She said, let me say it again. Live chat. Say it with me, okay? Say amen after I say this one, okay? Just be happy about the wait, do I cut my church music? Hold on. Come on, y'all. We haven't pulled out the church music in a long time. Hold on. Oh, wait, no, that's not it. Hold on. Wait, do I have it here, y'all? Oh, wait, here it is. So, I gather you all here today for a word from Melody Holt, okay? Marsau today. Hold on. Let me tone this down. Hold on. Melody said to Marsau, worry about that $5 something million lawsuit on fraud. Okay? Worry about that. Why you worry about my coin? Huh? She says, just be happy about the coin I'm putting in your pocket because I had a dream and a vision. Just say thank you. She said, just say thank you. I was not ready for that read, but it was my favorite part of the episode. If that read alone, this episode deserved a 10 for that read alone. She said, just be happy for the coin I put in your pocket because I had a dream and a vision. Because that has helped his other businesses. Let's be honest. That has helped all his other businesses, why he's able to do what he's been able to do. And let's be honest, if you had put Melody on the Black Expo and saying that she was going to speak there, you were going to pay top dollar for her, and you knew that she was going to bring people into the house because the Melanators don't play. Okay? And she's going to have a one-on-one with Marsau next week. Marsau's just going to be like, there's a humming. He's just going to I can't with Marsau, y'all. I can't with him. I don't know why we still have to deal with him, because honestly, there really is nothing going on with Marsau. This is his way of being relevant by coming for a Melody, because he knows Melody has more than just her t-shirts that she's selling. But don't hate on the t-shirt, because you have a big platform, and mind you, they're on a big platform. I know the ratings don't reflect it, but she's still on a big platform. In their heyday, there were millions of people watching. Okay, so people, just a small percentage of the people that are watching, that are buying her merch, that's a coin. That's a coin. That's a nice side coin that could pay the mortgage. Just saying, it could pay the mortgage for the rest of the year if you do it right. That's why you started your merch. I'm sorry, Melody sent it for me at the end of this episode. Guys, how would you rate this episode if you had to rate it from 1 to 10? What did you think of the episode? How did the episode feel for you? Are you enjoying this part 2 of season 6? I'm hoping we don't get more than a few more episodes, because there's more drama, more Kiki and Tisha and Marsau drama. I don't know if we're going to see any of the Martel and Melody drama this season, because it seems like right now it's simmered. But we still have that group trip where Martel brings someone that's not Sheree to the Airbnb. All right. Don't forget to like the video, guys. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. And don't forget to support our sponsor, coldest.com. Get you something, an ice pack. I need an ice pack. I did too much at the gym. And you can get a water bottle. There's all kinds of things, but don't forget to use the discount code Kempire10 for 10% off of your order. Let's get out of here with the church music again. I will see you all in the next video. All right, we still got lots more things coming for you this week, so be sure that you're following us on all the platforms. Head on over to TheKempire.com for more details. Thank you to our King's Guards for holding us down in the live chat and in the comment section. And of course, thank you to all of you for being here in the live chat. Shout out to our channel members. Shout out to our subscribers. We appreciate your support. And if you're a new subscriber, thank you for being a part of our first 300,000. Guys, I will see you all in the next one. Let's get out of here with some music. Have a great day.
Before